One night I got a phone call from Frank Beard, our drummer. He said, "Hey, there's a good concert on TV. Check it out." So a couple of hours went by while I watched TV, and I called him back and said, "How long does this concert last?" He said, "I don't know." 12 hours later, we were still glued to the TV. Finally, somebody said, "No, it's this 24-hour music channel." I said, "What?" MTV appeared suddenly, unheralded, unannounced, anything. Stevie Nicks, Fleetwood Mac. I was living in the Pacific Palisades, and I would sit on the end of my bed, watching video after video, just stupefied. Dave Navarro, Jane's Addiction. I was 14 when MTV came on the air. My record collection at the time consisted mainly of Black Sabbath and Led Zeppelin, and here I was being exposed to a cross-section of hard rock, new wave, and pop music. I still listen to Musical Youth every day. Okay, maybe not. Dave Grohl, Nirvana, Foo Fighters. It seemed like a transmission from some magical place. Me and all my friends were dirty little rocker kids in suburban Virginia, so we spent a lot of our time at the record store or staring at album covers. With music videos, there was a deeper dimension to everything. On Friday nights, you'd go to a friend's house to get fucked up before going out to a party, and you'd have MTV on. Weird Al Yankovic, Artist. I was living in a $300 a month apartment in Hollywood with a Murphy bed and a tiny TV, but man, I wanted my MTV. It was a luxury for me to get cable TV. I would watch all day long. At the time, MTV felt like a local, low-budget station. The VJs would make glaring errors or forget to turn off their mics. I mean, it was horribly produced. I felt like this is television for me. Janet Jackson, Artist. I loved watching it. How exciting back then, being a teenager and having something so creative, so fresh, so new. It was about waiting for your favorite video and not really knowing what hour it would hit, so you'd have to watch all day long. Conan O'Brien, TV host. I was a freshman in college, and a friend of mine was staying at her grandfather's apartment in New York. She said, "Come over and hang out." When I got there, she said, "I'm watching this new channel, MTV." What a weird thing. What do you mean they're showing music videos? What's a music video? Why would you show that? I can't stop watching. We watched for 6 hours. It's one of those things you can't describe to anyone who's younger than you. Like the first year of Saturday Night Live. It was like a comet streaking across the sky. Dave Mustaine, Megadeth. My mom moved out when I was 15, so I'd been living alone in my apartment for a few years. People would ditch school, come over, buy pot from me, and watch MTV. I'm telling you, man, I had the coolest house in the town. Lars Ulrich, Metallica. I lived with my parents, and we didn't have cable TV. We had 3 channels and PBS. Dave Mustaine was a couple years older, and he had cable. And as I'm sitting here now, I can clearly see his apartment. In the right-hand corner, under the window, there was a wood cabinet television, and it was tuned to MTV 24/7. Lenny Kravitz, Artist. The first time I saw MTV, I was on vacation with my parents in the Bahamas. They had MTV in the hotel we were staying at. It was beautiful outside, 80 degrees and sunny, and I spent the whole week in my hotel room, watching MTV 24/7. My parents were like, "My God, what is wrong with you?" I did not want to come out. I just wanted to watch videos all day. Duran Duran, Prince, Hall & Oates, Bowie's Ashes to Ashes, Talking Heads, Adam and the Ants. That's when MTV was MTV. Lady Gaga, Artist. The 80s was such a magical time. We'd just come off Bowie's 70s glam rock, and disco was spiraling into this incredible synthetic music. Everything was so theatrical. Once the video was born, all these visuals found a new medium. Patti Smythe, Scandal. I remember watching MTV at my boyfriend's